Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Here I am, Sunset Bay Bonnie, back again. What have I been doing? What am I up to? I'm about to find out. First and foremost, I'll give you a clue right now. Without getting into a really long story, the hospital I worked at shut down forever. But before it did, we had merged a couple years ago with a hospital that's in another town. And to get to the long story short, that hospital called and asked me if I was interested in coming there to work. And I hesitated because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through all this again. And you know me, I said, God, you got to give me a sign. I'm not calling them back. Make them call me. Well, God did one better. The next day, not only did they not call, I got a letter in the mailbox. And the thing about the letter that was so amazing was it was a job offer. And it listed the hourly rate right in the letter, which is something no one ever does. I mean, when I got hired at the hospital that closed, I had no idea what my pay was until the day I went in to sign my employee paperwork. They slid this piece of paper upside down like they do at the restaurant when you get your bill. And it was upside down, so I couldn't see the wage. It wasn't until I flipped it over that I saw it. But this place sent me a letter in the mail. They offered me two choices of where I could work, either in the med-surg unit or in the emergency room, which that wasn't a choice that was hard to make because I had just come from working in the emergency room, and I felt that's where I belonged, so I chose the emergency room. And I finished to my first 2 days of orientation. They wanted me to orientate on the medical surgical unit, which I did Monday. Yesterday I orientated in the emergency room, and then Friday I began my actual shifts, which the only sad part about it is I'm now overnights. Doesn't mean I'm going to stay there, but that's how I'm starting out, as an overnight ER. And they call us patient care associates. Same stuff we did at the other place pretty much. It's just getting used to its different equipment, different routine. This hospital has 4 floors. We had 1. A lot of elevator use. It's learning where everything is. So it's been a little not overwhelming exactly, and the people are so nice, so it's been helpful. But that's what's new. I am back to work. I'm working in a hospital. I'm working in the emergency room. Thank you for all your prayers and everybody that gave positive comments. I appreciated it. There was a time where when you're not working, it makes you feel kind of crappy. I was sure I was going to get a job. I just didn't know where I was going to get a job. So, what have I been doing? I made a list. I had said about the floods. We had, I think, 7 of them. And the debris that was in the yard was overwhelming. And I just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it. I can't tell you how many wheelbarrow loads of trash I piled up on the side of the driveway. And how many have I burned before I couldn't burn anymore, and I had to start just piling it up. And my brother-in-law came over with a skid steer and scooped all of it up, put it out back in a mountain, and burned it. There's still just a little bit left, but the trees are all picked up out of the yard. I had my grandkids over the one day. They ran around, picked up a ton of stuff. But I can't tell you how many hours I put into cleaning the yard. My son loved that chest that everybody was commenting about that I made my granddaughter. He loved it so much, he's like begging for it. So I got one going for him. I'll show you. I had an old picnic table out back that's been there for as long as I've been here. I think something like 23 years or something. And it's warped and it's splintered and really not any good as a picnic table to sit at unless you want to get splinters in your legs. But I decided to make a planter box out of it. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, sitting here one day and the pileated woodpeckers are here. It's only the third time in my entire life that I've seen pileated woodpeckers. And you know I'm old, so that's kind of rare. I got low on my fire starters. That's how I was burning all that crap in the yard. Was I was using all my homemade fire starters that I'm making with the beeswax. That was one of the reasons why I bought that beeswax, was so I could make it fire starters. So I'll show you my shavings, my bucket of shavings for making new fire starters, and then a couple of flowers. This was the weather this morning when I got up. Crazy. Rain, snow, and high winds. Gone now, and it's sunny outside, and snow and rain is gone. So last year, the trunk on my skateboard, which is what I call my little car, broke. And it's a really unusual kind of setup. There's two little buttons under the back. It's called a lift gate. But it has two little buttons that you push simultaneously to lift up the door. And we had gone somewhere, and my son was shutting the door, and it wouldn't shut, and we got it to shut, and it wouldn't open. So I went online, and I researched it, and it said that it was the actuator that was no longer working, and it was a problem with the Chevy Trax, which is what I have. Long story short, I was at the dealership, and I don't even want to get into the story about the crap the dealership pulled on me. But I had read online that there was a way to open the trunk from the inside. There was an access hole, and you had to put a screwdriver in there and turn it, and it would open the trunk. And I took the vehicle there at the dealership and asked them if they would open it, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't simply jammed like something had gotten in there, and that that it did open once you used it manually, because then it would tell me for sure that it was the actuator. Well, they didn't do it. They didn't even open it. They just said, "Oh, we did diagnostics and it's an actuator," and they charged me for it. I was furious, amongst other things that place did, which I'll never go back there ever again. So I was online and I saw a video, and this guy said, "I can show you how to change the actuator in your 2000 Trax. It takes like 15 minutes." It took me half an hour because I was very nervous. I was so nervous. I'm telling you, I was shaking. Because you have to pop so I finally got a screwdriver. My friend loaned me one that fit that opening because I didn't have one to fit it. Got the trunk open. I was like, okay, we know what that is. And then it's not jammed. It's the actuator, because when you push the buttons, you could hear click, 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 click. So it had power. I went online to the site where the guy said he got to get the part, which was $28 shipped. By the way, the price they quoted me at the dealership to fix the actuator, $274 is what they told me it would cost to fix it. So I found the part. It was brand new Chevy part. It came in the mail. I waited till I had a nice day, and I watched that guy's video for like 4 times. And he showed how you got to kind of pop off the molding inside the lift gate to expose the actuator, and then you have to use a socket something. I went and got the little bits that you need, like star point things, and there's 2 screws like that you have to undo, and then you pull that actuator down, unplug the power source, that's it. Then you just do the repeat process backwards with the new actuator, including checking it to make sure it works. So here's the video on that progress. Remember, the dealership said that this would cost me $274. There's the new actuator, cost me $28 shipped. I bought that socket, the little bits for the socket set, at Harbor Freight for $11. That was the total amount I spent to fix my trunk. And watch, I am going to open it. Ta-da! I have not been able to open that in a year. Well, that's it. That's what I've been up to. I'm sure there's other things I've been doing. Oh yeah, I've been working on the last blanket. It'll be blanket number 10 that I've crocheted, and I'm on the last one now. I had some friends give me some leftover yarn that they weren't using, so it's mishmash blankets. They're all colors from whatever yarn people gave me to crochet blankets for all the grandkids. So one grandkid got 2. My son got 1, so 8 grandkids. My son and his wife is 9. One of the kids got 2, so which just makes it 10 blankets that I've crocheted. Got to get to work on the fire starters. Got to finish my son's chest. That's Trixie the ferret making that noise. Anyway, thanks for watching. If anybody has any questions about the Chevy Trax, it was so easy to fix. I'm 61 years old, and I fixed it. And I could probably have done it in 15 minutes, but I was scared of breaking the clips that held that paneling, that stuff in the back of the lift gate. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry it took so long. Hope you enjoyed it. See you all again.